Alright guys, welcome to the video. I'm so sorry we couldn't have the live section. That was because of the internet connection I had was fluctuating. So we'll just start the video from the beginning. So this is a live review. This is a review video for the retouching challenge we had on my page. So for those people that participated, I'm going to be reviewing some of the photos I liked, and I'm going to be selecting a winner. Now, before I go on with this, I want you all to know that the goal of this retouching challenge is not about winning the prize. I've held several, retouching challenge, since 2020, and every time I hold a retouching challenge, I always have a class so that everybody can learn. The goal is to improve. So I may select, when I select my picture and I said this is the one that will make the winner, is based on what I've seen in the photograph that I like. Alright, you might have a different opinion because I've had issues in the past where I select a winner and some people are saying mine was way better than this and that. You know, that's not the goal of this retouching challenge. The goal of this retouch challenge is for you to learn. So I'm going to be reviewing a lot of photographs I saw I liked, and then one or two things I want to just say about their photos. Alright, so I'm going to be selecting a winner based on my own preference, and I'm going to tell you why I'm choosing that person. But however, you know, just make sure you focus on learning better and improving yourself rather than winning just a little prize. And there are a lot of money you can make if you learn how to retouch very well. You can make a lot of money retouching for others, so which is way more than the prize the winner of this retouching challenge is getting. All right, so let's move on to the video. So I gave out two pictures, two raw files. The images were shot on my Nikon Z5, and some people had an issue with accessing the raw file because it's a new camera. So if you have older softwares, older Photoshop, older Lightroom, older Captureone, they may not be able to open it. So I think, people that reached out to me, I told them to update their camera raw, and they were able to open the files. Alright, so first, this is the first image, and this is the before. It was shot underexposed. So now let me quickly show you what I did. I'm just doing a walkthrough of my own editing, then I will go over to reviewing the photos I liked from the retouching challenge. Alright, so let's continue. So this was how the image was shot. It was shot underexposed. Okay, so the first thing I did was to brighten up the image. I wanted the details of the clothes to be revealed, the background to be revealed. Then the next thing I did, because I noticed that this side of the face, the makeup artist added some makeup, some colors, and I wanted them to be very pronounced. So I created a layer where I specifically enhanced the color of the makeup here. So I noticed that a lot of people, this color disappeared from their retouching, while some people, retained it. So that's the thing I did here. Right, that's for this image. So let me show you the second image. So for the second image, now this image, the image I give to you, let me show you, was this. I gave you guys this image. All right, so however, this image was retouched. I'll show you the retouched one. This is the retouched one that was done by my staff. This is the raw, and this is the retouched one that was done by my staff. So I didn't edit this image myself, so let me show you the one I edited, which was the one I posted on my page. So this was the one I edited. It was the one I edited and posted on my page. So now this is the raw file. Let me show you what I did for mine. This is the raw file. This is how it was shot. So the first thing I did was to expose, just balance the exposure a bit. All right, just open the shadows, bring down the highlight. Then the next thing I did was to specifically brighten the neck. All right. The next thing I did was to mask the headgear. So I didn't want it to be too bright, and I wanted it to be very pronounced. So that's what I did. And if you notice, there was some bluish color that was showing. See, because of the lighting, there was some bluish color showing here. Then the makeup, there was a stain on the scarf here. That's the hair tie here. So I just desaturated and removed all those foreign colors and make sure the gray was pronounced and increase the clarity. So the next thing I did was to enhance the color of the beads. So I felt I didn't like the color of the beads. I felt they were too orangey. I wanted them to be, to be red. So I popped the red on the jewelry, so the beads, so you can see that. So the next thing I did was to pop the gold. So let's look at the gold. This was before and this was after. So I popped the color of the gold. So this was all I did in Captureone. So let's go and see what my staff did. All right. So let me just show you, because that's the exact image that you guys um, retouched. Coming. Okay. So what he did was just to, okay, he did a general brightening of the image, like exposing the shadows a bit more and bringing down the highlight. Then he specifically brightened the neck. So that was all he did in Captureone before sending the picture to Photoshop. So let's move on to Photoshop. I don't want this video to be too long, so that you can watch it over and over again, so that you learn what I did. So let's move on to Photoshop. So now let's go to the first image in Photoshop and let's see how I retouch this image in Photoshop. So when I brought the image to Photoshop, this was the first, this was how it looked. So the next thing I did was to do my frequency separation. My frequency separation. You see, on my frequency separation, if you notice something, you can see that the highlight is still intact. You don't do frequency separation and lose all your highlights and shadows. So most times I don't do dodging and burning, contouring, dodging and burning, because I make sure in my frequency separation I don't change the structure of the face. On my frequency separation, most times some people would think it is micro dodge and burn or corrective dodge and burn. So, as it is professionally called, it's not corrective dodge and burn, it's actually frequency separation. But I did it so well that the structure of the face did not change. All right. So the next thing I did was that I fixed the color. So let me zoom out. Okay, so I tried to fix the color. There were some colors I was seeing, I just tried to fix them. So the next thing I did was that I noticed that the center of the face was too bright. So I darkened the center of the face, so that, and then this hand as well, so I will have an even exposure. So the next thing I did was to add some details to the catchlight of the eyes. Then after which I did the color grade. Alright, on the color grade section, I used a couple of adjustments. Let me just show you guys. This is a review video, not a full retouching video. Alright, so that's why I'm not going into details all I did. So I added a lot. I added a lot. I added this selective color. Then I did something with this as well. I added black and white adjustment. I added another black and white adjustment. I added a color balance. I added a photo filter. I added vibrance to boost the color. So everything turned from this to this. So the next thing I did was to sharpen the image. Then I added digital noise. I desaturated and added vibrance. Then I just created a new layer of the picture here. I noticed that one of the cowries on the hair was not pure white. So I created another adjustment to make that one pure white so that everything will look even. Then I added more vibrance. Then I added my watermark. So let's see overall before and after. Before and after. So that was how I edited this image. The next, so this is the one I edited. I'm going to show you mine before I show you that of my staff. Alright, my staff was actually my student. Alright, we learned from my photography academy. So we'll see similar, layers, similar style of retouching. So, but this is mine anyways. So now this is the way it came from Captureone. So the next thing I did was to do my frequency separation. So this image was a bit tough um, because of the eye bag, because of the rough texture we had on the neck region, but I was able to fix that. So you can see the way I edited it, you can see that we still have the highlights showing on the face properly. Right, so make sure you don't lose your highlights on the face. So then the next thing I did was I used the option of the magic eyes here just to add some highlights to the cat light. The magic eyes, I don't really like the one that is used for the eye whites. It doesn't look real, so I like the one I use. So I had to whiten the eye myself. So the next thing I did was to there's a technique I use in balancing the color of the skin, because the color of the skin was looking different at different areas. So there's a technique I use to do that. Then the next thing I did was I noticed that this area of the skin was dark. I just brightened it. Then I decided to do contouring, dodging and burning just to add more depth to the image. So you can see the contouring, dodging, just subtle. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in a bit. Before, if you can see it, you can see some burning here. So it's just subtle. In retouching, less is more. You want to make sure your image is as realistic as possible. So the next thing I did was to just create a new layer on top. Just created a new layer on top. Then I separated the background from the subject. Then I decided to brighten the background because I saw that because of the light, the way we used a light behind the subject. This image was shot by my staff, all right. So he put a light behind the subject, and I think it was an umbrella. I can't really say. I think it was an umbrella because I wasn't there when they shot this. The middle, even if it's an umbrella or if it's an octobus, the middle most times will have more intensity, and there will be light fall off at the edge. So that's why the edge is a bit underexposed. So I had to brighten it up, and then I added digital noise. This layer here, I added digital noise to it just to make sure the background look realistic. I didn't want to have a background that is so bright and extremely smooth. So I also desaturated the color. I didn't want those bluish tints. Okay, so the next thing I did was to send this image to I sent this image to camera raw and did some adjustment to the color. So that's why you see the color changing from this to this, just to boost the color. Then I don't think I use this gradient. Okay, I use this gradient map just to put some little contrast. Then I added vibrance. Then I added selective color. So overall, look at this before and after. So you can see how the color of the makeup, the color of this bead, the color of the skin pops. Alright, so that's what I did. And then the next thing was that I think I added one more selective color. I added one more selective color. Then I sharpened the image. I added digital noise. I desaturated, added some vibrance, create a new layer with an image. Then I used Wale Visuals action called the lip enhancer to enhance the color of the lip. Then I created a new layer again, nothing is here. Then I felt the image was too dark, so I brightened it up a bit. Then after I brightened it up, I felt the scarf was still too dark, so I brightened the scarf up. I don't know if you can see the result. Yes, you can see I brightened the scarf. Then I noticed that there's this flare around here, like, well, not, it's not flare, haze around here. So I used the levels to kill the haze, just to reduce the faded effect I saw there. Then the next thing was that I saw some blue stuff around there, so I just removed the blue. So the next thing I did was that so I just created a new layer. Then after which I added levels just to add a bit of more contrast. Then I added my watermark. So let's see the overall before and after. So I think it was at, I'm trying to, where was the point I did the scarf? Let me look for that. The point I did liquefy, I didn't really rename the layers. So okay, it was here. Okay, it was here. So this was the point where I used liquefy to fix it. So now the hand was going up, I didn't like it, so I had to bring it down. Then the scarf was not properly shaped, I didn't like the shape like this. I wanted it to look a bit fuller. I did that, but I didn't go overboard, I didn't do too much. So less is more. So that was how I was able to retouch the image to this point. So let's see again the overall before and after. Before and after. So lastly, for what I'm going to show you in Photoshop, this is my staff version. Alright, so this is his version, which I really like. Alright, this is not the complete image. Okay, so the complete one. So this is his version, which I really like. So let me show you how he got his own. So let me turn off all the layers. So this was how the photo came from Captureone, right? Then the next thing was that he did some cleanup. If you see, which were things I didn't even notice and I didn't do. He cleaned up those particles around the eyes. I didn't even clean them in my own. Wow. So the next thing he did was to remove the imperfections using the eye texture layer on frequency separation. Okay, Then the next thing was he did corrective dodging and burning. So you can see corrective dodging and burning just to remove some of those too much shadow. So the next thing he did was frequency separation. So look at it, frequency separation. You can see the textures is still intact and the shape of the face is still intact, not the face turning to something else. Alright. So the next thing he did was his color grade. Alright. After which the next thing he did was rename this as yellow cast. Okay, the yellow cast around the nose, that was what he did here. The next thing was to enhance the color of the lip and the eye makeup. Then he added levels around here to brighten them. He desaturated the image and added some bit of vibrance. Then the next thing he did the eye whitening, and then he did some dodging on some areas that looked dark. Then the next thing he did was to add digital noise. Then he added liquify to arrange the hair and sharpen the image. So this is his results. Let's see overall before and after. Alright, so let's move on to the ones that people retouch. Now before we go there, I want you to know that in July I will be having a retouching class, online retouching class, where I'll be diving into details of what I did. I just gave you a review of my retouching process. Alright, I'm going to be teaching you how to retouch like me. At least you can see my stuff. I can tell you that this guy knew nothing about photography before he met me. But however, even though he had a physical class with me, one benefit of my online class is that you have a lifetime access to the videos. So when we have the online class, I'm going to provide raw files you practice with, and every class we do, you're going to have a lifetime access to the videos, and you can always reach out to me for any question. And then another great benefit of my online class is that you're going to have access to all the softwares that I use. Captureone, Captureone, Photoshop, beauty retouch, all the softwares. I'm going to give you access to them. So if you want to register for the class, please visit this, and I'm going to give you guys a discount on this class at the end of this video. So make sure you watch to the end so that you can get a 5,000 naira off this particular price, only for a selected few. Alright, so make sure you register. The difference between the beginners and the intermediate, the advanced class, the beginners class is for anybody that doesn't really know so much about retouching. We're going to teach you from the start. I'm going to do it for 3 days so that you can be able to learn retouching better. Alright, while for the advanced class, we already understand how you know some things. We just go straight to the point. So while we are doing some explanations, explanations here, we might not do that for the advanced class. Then the next thing I want you to also know is that you can register for both and get a discount. So instead of registering this for 15,000 early bird, 20,000, which is about 35,000, you can register for both at 30,000. And all the early bird offers and all these, they end June 30th. But you can get an additional 5,000 naira off if you watch this video to the end. So let's move on to my favorite images from the retouching challenge. So from the retouching challenge, we had several videos, several pictures from retouching challenge. So I'm just going to be mentioning the ones I liked, and what I like about them. So now my internet. Alright, sorry for the network interruption. So I'm going to show you through, and then we'll have our winner. So this person, Richard Dongo's photography, I really love his retouching. So now for this image, you guys can see that I mentioned that color was not there. So, and I didn't like the skin color, but I love how he made the cowries look very white. I didn't really like the retouch on the skin. It looked very soft, but I like what he did with this was really great. you know I love how he played with the background, and there's a way the background adds to the image. So I really love this. So I'm just giving this as a notable mention that thank you for participating in the retouching challenge. You did a great job. So what I expect is that you could have cleaned up the scarf. There's a stain here. There's one bluish tint showing here. Alright. Then that's for this. Maybe I would have removed this part since I'm cropping it like this. I would have removed this because it's not looking nice. This part showing. So overall, you really did a good job. So now I specifically selected this because I wanted to make corrections to um this person. Alright, thank you for participating in the retouching challenge. But I feel the skin is over saturated. And then secondly, you made the face too slim. So most times in beauty retouching, even though we want the picture to look very beautiful, but we'll still try and make sure it is looking realistic. All right, because you want, when the client posts the image, you don't want their friends to say, they overedit your face. You want to get a good feedback that yes, this looks like me. Yes, this is really, really, really pretty. If it's not too saturated, and if the face was not too slimmed down. All right, so I really like the brushing, even though at this part it looks overbrushed, but you did a great job. I would have also brightened this place if I was retouching this image myself. And then you made the bead almost look like the skin. So that's just a few correction, but good job. We have a long way to go. Let's hurry up. So the next one, okay, I didn't mention that person's name. This is Modifiner WX. Alright, so this a picture by retouching by Akilade Joshua. I really love this retouching. I love I love the way you cleaned up the background, because many people didn't clean up the background. They were bluish, something showing on the background, and you fix the scarf. The skin color is also really great, and there's a distinct color between the skin and this, which is good. I wish you removed the bluish tint I can see on the scarf around here. you know it would have also be great. Then for this, of course, you try to retain this color, but it's not very pronounced. And maybe you intentionally left this. So, but I didn't like the fact that this cowrie was yellowish. So, but great job anyways. Next person, we have Classy Pixels. Now I love what Classic Pixels did with the background. Very, very creative. But however, you can see the edge of this. So how to fix an issue like this is that you will use a background that the brightness matches with the edge of your subject, because we shot this on a very bright background. So if I was going to put a cloud like this, I will put a cloud and maybe probably brighten the center part of the cloud and make the color close to the color of the edge of your subject so that it will look realistic. Alright, but this looks very, it looks carved out simply because of this. And then some little texture cleanup, needs to be done. So I just put this here because I needed to let this person know you really did a great job, but just take note of that next time. So you also did a great job, changing the background. This background also you know, looks realistic anyways. So but the skin looks plastic, I feel the way you brushed it looks really over edited, and then the texture around the nose were looking too enhanced, so it's not looking very rough. So take note of that. Classic pixels. So the next I have here is Toby Show. Toby Show, I like your retouching. The only thing I don't like is the color of the skin. She looks too reddish. I don't like the color of the skin. I love what you did with the bead. The bead, I love the color, but the skin color, nah, I don't really like the skin color. Then the scarf, you can see it has different color. The bluish, you didn't remove it. This stain from the makeup. So that's just my comment on that. Alright, we also tried on this. You didn't retain this color as much as possible, but then on these cowries, you made them look very dull. So I don't know, maybe you were trying to bring more attention to the face, but that's what I noticed from your retouch. Okay, sorry, let's go to the next person. Okay, okay, Toby's show. So the next is SH. SH, you tried. I like your retouching. So number one thing was that I think if you had made these whites like the way the others are, filter has also added. Then retouching is great. It's great overall. Great. Then for this your second image, the scarf color, there's more of like a bluish tint I'm seeing somewhere. If that bluish tint I'm seeing wasn't there, I think it would have looked really great if you had removed the blue and the magenta I can see, a bit. I think this image would have come out a whole lot great. But I love the skin retouching, the skin texture looks very realistic and great. I love how the color of the bead is very pronounced. So let's see the next person. Sorry, this is the next person. Wale's touch. Wale's touch only retouched one image, which is this. He didn't retouch the second one. I really loved the retouching of this image. I was looking forward to seeing the second image, but unfortunately, it didn't retouch the second image. Only this. I don't know if it's a girl, but I really love the retouching. Alright, so but it didn't retouch the second image. This skin, you know this is really really very good, like the skin work really good, and you retain the color, you know very very good. But I wished you retouched the second image. So the only thing I noticed, was that the color doesn't look so even. I feel maybe there's a way some of these colors here could have been desaturated, and then some colors, some skin here, I mean, would have been saturated more. But overall, really good. So the next one is Alex Jonathan. Now, I really love how creative Alex Jonathan's background is. You can see how he, added this warm part and then this cool part. This is really, really super creative. I love this. I love this. However, the scarf, you didn't, work on the scarf. There are some bluish tints on the scarf that, I would have loved you to clean up. But the skin color is great. The skin retouching is good. The only thing is just to brighten this hand just a bit, this shoulder just a bit. But this is really, really good. Well, I think I don't know if you edit. Let me see if you retouch the two image. But you posted them separately. You're supposed to have posted them together. You ought to have posted them together. That was part of the instruction, so that I won't have to be going back and forth to locate your image. So sorry about this. Okay, so let me just see second image just to put one or two. So the retouching is also very good. You retained the color, these colors I was talking about, really really great. So the only thing is that there's this yellowish thing on this hand. I wish it was not there. Like maybe reduce the yellowish um tint here, or maybe this just reduce the brightness of the hand here, then add some colors to the shoulder. But however, great retouching, but you didn't follow the instructions fully. So let's see the next. Hold on please. Oh, Now I'm lost. Okay, we're back. All right. So the next one is MDH photography. Now, MDH photography also did a very nice work. I like the warm skin tone. You can see that this color of the skin is even. So, but however, our makeup artist work here is lost. All right. So, you know, then this is also great, but the scarf now had one kind of tint that it doesn't look like gray anymore. So that was something I noticed here. But overall, you also did a nice work. The next I have here is Idayo photography. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it well. Idayo photography, nice, nice. All right, the color there is, the color is there. So, but the face and then the hand doesn't have the same color. This he also did a great job, but you can see some blue showing here. I don't know if it was intentional or but overall you did a great job. All right. So maybe the only thing I feel that the skin retouching, you can see the eye bag is still showing a bit. I feel there's still a little bit of work that could have been done to make the face look a whole lot better. Right. So but it doesn't it's not really that perfect. Now this is another person that did another great photo manipulation, changing the background. The background is good, but the same challenge. All right, the same challenge. For example, now this would have worked so well if the light coming from the back wasn't warm. Because if you look at the edge of the shadow of the shoulders of this particular subject, you see that it has a bluish cool light. So now that we are having these warm lights, and this is not what you are seeing on the subject, it doesn't look realistic anymore. So if there was a way you could have changed this color from here to look warm, or change the color of your background, the light that was coming from your background to look like the light that is falling on this subject here, it would have looked a whole lot better. Right? But I loved how you know the image feels, but that's just the only thing. It doesn't look realistic. It looks cut out from a particular picture. So then I feel this your image was too dark. So I understand the moody, but I feel it's too dark, and most of the details in terms of the makeup are now lost because it is dark. All right, so this is another great work from UT photography. So UT photography, yeah, I love the retouching by UT. Very good, very good. So I feel she, I don't know if it's a lady, if it's a guy, did some liquify to the face. The face look a bit slimmer. I don't know, or maybe it's the way the frequency separation, the retouching was done, the skin retouching. So, but overall great. So, but this other image wasn't so great like that. The the color of the skin on the shoulder region, the face, the hand doesn't look the same. If you see under the nose, see this place is looking black. So you know on this first image you got a very good score, but this other image didn't really go well. So let's see the next person. Sorry about my network is a bit slow. Okay, so the next one, okay, this is Louis Victor. So Louis Vuitton, look at his retouching. Great, great. I love this. But this color is lost. I wish it was more pronounced. Then this, you did a very fantastic job here. Very fantastic job. I wish this blue, maybe you have made the background, remove this blue here, and then the scarf. There's blue showing through the scarf. There's a stain on the scarf from the makeup. then just some brightening of this hand here, the fingers I mean, and then this part of the hand. So great work, Louis Vuitton. We have J King Multimedia. I love J King Multimedia's color. I love the color. So however, the retouching is a way this place is looking, and then there's a way the texture looks over enhanced. So it looks over sharpened a bit. So but I love the color. The the color is really great. Maybe here would have darkened here a bit, but the color overall is great. And he only posted this picture. I don't know if he posted the other picture separately, but he didn't follow the instructions to put two images as a slide, as a carousel. So next we have retouching Abdul. Our color from the makeup artist is gone, right? Then this year, and I feel the outfit is looking, is looking underexposed. If it had brightened here a bit, I think that would have also been very good. Then for this, I feel the highlight on the forehead is popping too much. So that's just my only notice on that forehead region. Then I feel you made her look a bit too dark, a bit too dark, darker than her skin tone. But great retouching anyways. So just take note. So this is craft shots. You liquefy the face, and the face now looks very slim. So which is something I would not have done. So most times I only liquefy when I see that the face looks really big. All right. So if the face of the subject is not looking very big, then you don't need to liquefy. So, but I love the skin tone. I love how you made the bead pop. You know, I love how you cleaned up the background. Really, really good. Really, really good. So for this, the same thing I've been saying for other images, right? But although the skin tone is great, then there's a way this region is looking. I feel you could have done something better here. Some bit of dodging and burning could have fixed some things, and then remove the color here. But great work anyways. Next person we have Mimi Day for you. So Mimi Day for you, great retouching, nice one, nice one. But there's a way the cheekbone around here looks. So I think it's your dodging and burning that you did. You flatten out this side of the cheek too much. This side was good, but this side was flattened too much. But I love the skin tone, I love the overall feel of the image. You really made the bead pop, like it made them really, really red. Good. So you could have brightened your beads, you know. Good work anyways. Then you try to retain our color a bit, and then I like the color of the, then you fix this part that looked yellowish. Nice editing. Mimi Day for you. Okay, so we have billion rate photography. So billion rate photography, I love this retouching. However, the bead doesn't look realistic at all. And then I love the lipstick. I feel maybe it was too much. You could have just reduced it a bit. All right. So when you're retouching, the skin texture is really there, but the beads were not looking realistic. Sorry, I think I've. Oh, okay. The beads were not looking realistic at all. So this was also well done. I love it, but I didn't know what was going on here. Whether it was intentional to create more of like a rainbow effect or something. But nice work anyways. Next one is Styles Photography 01. Yeah, good work. I love this. I love this retouch. You didn't you didn't try to pop the redness of the beads. But the skin work is good. Skin work is good. but then you made this image look very, very dark and highly contrasty. So that was what I didn't really like so much. I wish this image was not this dark. Next one. All right, so next one, I think, okay. So I didn't really like your first image. It didn't really look so realistic and looks dull. But your second image, you really tried. I like the skin tones, I like the skin ritual, I like what you did with the bead. But however, the scarf at the background, their colors, if this was, you know, a fashion designer that gave you this, they might not accept it because the color of the scarf of the outfit are not showing the way they were shot. So the scarf looks too warm, so I wish you could have done something about that on the background. But the skin retouching is good. The skin color is good. Official Mariposa, you did a great job. Next, oh, okay, that's all. So that's all. So those are my top images. I saw a lot of images, great work. I just selected images that I wanted to say something about. But now, looking at all these images, you can also look at your own and make similar corrections. So don't just think me because I didn't review yours, you know your work wasn't good. No, no, I just selected the ones I could talk about. So you can use whatever information I shared now and use for yours. So before we get the winner, so that I don't make any enemies, I'm going to be using a random picker to select the name. So I have top 4 persons and I'm going to put their names on the random picker. I will shuffle it very well, and then whoever the random picker selects becomes the winner, so that I don't have any enemies. So but before we go over to that random name picker, before we go there, I want to give you the offer that I have. Now, if you come to my um my digital store, seller.co/m/Ncourage Studios, you can also locate that through the link on my bio. So you can see these three items here. This is the basic retouching class, this is the advanced retouching class, and this is if you are getting both. So now they are currently on a discount, or this if you are getting both, right, actually, and this is the basic, this is the advanced. Now, so if you look at this, you can see that it's currently on a discount. All right, for 30, instead of 30,000 you're getting for 20, instead of 25 you're getting it for 15. So, and this discount is going to end on the 30th of June. So but now you're going to get an additional 5,000 naira off for watching this video. So all you just need to do is any of them you want to purchase. If you want to purchase the advance, go to advance, and then when you click on buy now, then you click on got a coupon code, click here, and then put your coupon code. The moment you apply the coupon code, it's going to remove 5,000 naira from your initial total. So you can see the coupon code is advanced discount. For the advanced class, it is advanced discount. Then you can also have similar thing for the basic. So when I click buy it now for the basic, and then I come to discount and I type basic in capital letter, basic discount. When you apply, you can see it's going to remove 5,000 and you're going to be paying 10,000 naira for this course. Now, this discount is only available to 20 persons. So the first 20 persons after watching this video may get up to 1,000 views. So the first 20 persons to quickly go on this link and make a purchase, you will get that discount. Now if you try to make a purchase and your payment method is not recognized, doesn't work, you want to do a local bank transfer if you're in Nigeria, or if you're in Ghana, you want to transfer using MTN Momo, or you want to send through Cash App or PayPal, you can send me a DM between now and the 30th. On the 30th, all these prices are going to change back. This price is going to change to 30, price is going to change to 25. Like I told you earlier on, for this retouching class, you're going to get softwares. We're going to have a WhatsApp group where we discuss, and the WhatsApp group is going to be on for almost a month. And then you're going to get raw files you're going to practice with, and all the recordings of the classes. We're going to do online class. All the recording of the classes, you're going to have lifetime access. You can always rewatch and rewatch, and anytime you have a question, you can always ask me. So it's coming with a whole lot of benefits, so don't miss out on this opportunity. So let's go and get our winners. So one of the top finalists, we have Akinlade Joshua, and you can see I love his retouching. I love the color feel. See how he fixed the background, the skin tone. You can see the bead standing out. Everything looks very great. The same thing as well, just that I didn't enhance this so much. I didn't remove this. This is not compulsory anyways, but you can see that this color is showing, but not popping. But you can see the skin retouching really well done, and that. Then the next person we have is Job Picks brand, good retouching as well. See the colors are popping. I love the skin tone. You can see he fixed this area, like I said. So the only issue here was that his second image was too bright, too bright. So I wish it was not so bright. Look at the contrast. The highlight was too much on the scarf. Then the skin, I wish it desaturated the skin just a bit and then made the bead a bit more red. But the skin retouching is good, you know. So I would add him to the finalist. The next, sorry, the next is Tyler the Genius. Now, good retouching, Tyler the Genius. And then you can see what he did. I love how the bead stand out. Look at the skin retouching. Really, really good. Really good. You can see the color, but the color is not so much, but at least to an extent it retained a lot of it. So really, really great work. And then the last one we have is SH Photography, and this was his retouching. So you can go and check out their page and see the work for yourself. All right, so these are my top finalists. So I already typed their name, so I'm going to paste it here. These are their names: Akinlade Joshua, Job Picks brand, Tyler Juniors. So now I've pasted their names, so you don't think this thing will go and select the first name. So I'm going to shuffling it a couple of times so that you can see that the order is changing. So after I've finished shuffling it, now I'm going to pick a random name and pick. Let's see. Now this is our winner. Our winner is Akinlade Joshua. So Akinlade Joshua, send me a DM on Instagram with your account number so you can get your money. So congrats to everyone that participated, and hope to see more of you. Please drop a comment in the comment section, like this video, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Turn on the post notification, because I'm going to be posting a lot of content. You can share some ideas on some retouching ideas, some retouching videos I should do in the nearest future. So thank you for participating in the retouching challenge, and let me know if you want another retouching challenge, and let me know if you learned from this online review section. So thank you all, and do enjoy the rest of your day.